How's it going, everyone? This is Childhood DVD Fan here. I have to be a little quiet right now because it's almost midnight. And so that's one of the reasons my mother is sleeping down at the other end of the hallway. So yeah, basically this video, guys, one of my last videos besides the recent one with Jeremy's unboxing reaction to the final gift I sent him was my Miscellaneous DVD, VHS, and Blu-ray collection. And that was my longest video that I've ever done. But I knew that there was a possibility that I had some DVDs and VHSs in my room that I forgot about. And turns out I was right. So this is a part 2 to that. It's been a very long night, so I want to try to get this over with as soon as I can. So let me start off with the first 2 things I forgot to show in the last part before I, cleaned out my room and really finished up getting all the miscellaneous non-Nickelodeon stuff. First up here we have Monsters, Inc. I got this a couple years back, I think, for like $1 at Goodwill. So yeah, we got Monsters, Inc. on VHS. Definitely want to get that on Blu-ray at some point. Next up here, this is the last thing I forgot to show you guys, and that is the Sanford & Son Complete Series. They have a bunch of these single DVDs, but I have them all in one huge pack. Sanford & Son, if you guys have not watched that show, it's an old show from the 70s. It is phenomenal. The comedy in this, you could never, ever have a show like this be on television nowadays. Never, never, ever. Next up here, we have Nolan Ryan, Feel the Heat Baseball. I actually watched this yesterday. This is an old one, 1991. I watched it and I texted with my uncles because I'm originally from Texas, and so I was showing them this to, talk with them because I hadn't talked with them in a while, catch up with them, see how they were doing. Next up here we have New York Jets. Now, I'm a Giants fan. I think I got this VHS back in the day because it was cheap, and I said, why not? So, 1998 New York Jets, but I am a Giants fan, although not really anymore, but back then I was a huge Giants fan. Got this for, this was put on September 3rd, 2018 for $1. So, sometime between then and whatever is when I got that. Next up, we have Sports Illustrated 1996, the year in sports. Here's the tape itself. Not really much to say about this. So, yeah. Kind of saw a little bit of what the next one was. We have Winnie the Pooh, a very merry Pooh year with Pooh and Piglet. This is old. This must have been from a movie rental store. Be kind, please rewind. So, yeah. Pretty cool, nostalgic stuff here. Got this also around that time for about $1. So, most of these are VHSs, guys. Most of these are VHSs. Moving on to some DVDs here. We have SpongeBob Extreme Karate. Here's the DVD, still in good shape, relatively good shape. Here's the back. Next up we have Jackass 3, starring Johnny Knoxville and a bunch of others. I watched this back in the day, but I can't remember anything except for when they were in this like horse pit or whatever and the bulls charged them. That was pretty funny with my friends back at my uncle's house. Next up here we have Jackass 3.5. The discs aren't in that good a shape because back then I wasn't good with my DVDs like I am now. And the final DVD for the moment is The Adventures of SpongeBob SquarePants. This might be a re-release, I'm not too sure. I got this later on, you know, when I was better at collecting. So as you can see, that's what a good collecting condition DVD looks like. So, okay, moving on to some VHSs. One of my all-time favorites right here. I love this tape. The Secret NBA, Players and Coaches Only. May 26, 2011. That is a long, long time ago. I absolutely love this tape. I have so many memories of this tape. Absolutely love that tape. Next up here, I actually have 2 copies of this. So give me 1 second here. You know, when you have a big collection, sometimes you're bound to make a mistake and think that you don't have something when you already do. And I made that mistake before, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I bought a second copy because I must have thought that I didn't have it, and I did. You're bound to make that mistake a few times. I will say that these tapes are very heavy, and it's only 152 minutes, but they're very heavy. They have a lot of footage on here. Just so heavy. And pretty much this one is the same exact thing. Same exact thing, so yeah, you're bound to have that happen sometimes. Next up here we have Basketball's Amazing Rams, Slams, and Jams from also May 26, 2011. This one's kind of a tough one to get out. This one has a little bit of a different film thing for the tape, so... Next up here we have Baseball Funny Side Up, hosted by Tug McGraw, who passed away in 2004. Here's the tape itself. Relatively short tape, not a long film. Next up, this one doesn't have a case for it, it's just loose. We have Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I've always seen the trailer for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or one of those movies or whatever, in the Toy Story. Whenever I watch Toy Story, but I never actually watched this yet. So maybe I will one day, because I bought it years ago. Completely forgot about it. This tape was stuck to the next one. We have another Harry Potter, the final Harry Potter, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I thought I actually bought 2 copies of this as well, but I only found one, so yeah. There's the back. Next up, this is a Nickelodeon one, so technically I am breaking the rule a little bit, but whatever. We have Fairly Odd Parents. I think this is my only Fairly Odd Parents thing. 5 heroic episodes. I probably should get more Fairly Odd Parents, considering it was my childhood, one of the shows I grew up watching, but who knows. Just glad to have that. Next up, my only Blu-ray for this, and that is Toy Story 3, the Studio Commemorative Edition. And I actually still have this wrapped in the plastic. I have not unwrapped the plastic, because why not? I don't know if this is a rare item or not. Unfortunately, it got bent a few years ago. If you can see, it got bent a little bit. So, yeah, but Toy Story, the Commemorative Edition. Next up here, we have the Final Jets thing. One of my all-time favorites right there, Curtis Martin. I used to have a Curtis Martin jersey when I was a kid, and I stupidly gave it away. I give away so many things. I gave it to my next-door neighbor, which was so stupid of me to do, but, you know, whatever. I'm a giving person back then, and I still am now. I really am. And this is 2018 as well. I think I remember I bought a bunch of VHSs one time because they had like a half price off, and they were already like $1, so it was like 50 cents or something like that. And another Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves with the this is the one I think I recall, because those 2 shots, you know. Yeah. Here's the thing itself. Always nice when you get a case with a movie. Sometimes you have to get them loose, but whatever. Next up here we have Shrek 2. Once again, another very odd thing with the, whatever, Be Kind, Please Rewind, another one from the movies back in the day. So, yeah, Shrek 2. I don't recall if I ever did watch Shrek 2. Next up we have Thrilling Moments in Basketball from January 14, 2012. Man, I was only 11 years old at that time. This one's kind of unique. It's got like a blue kind of look to it. Whoever had this before put like a bunch of holes. You see all those holes? I don't know why there's a bunch of holes in this tape, but there are. Yeah, this is old. When this came out, 1989. Next up we have, my foot is going asleep right now. Apologize about the camera being out of focus. It's just been a long night, guys. Like I said, I gotta keep my voice down. We have NFL, Sports Illustrated, NFL Impact 97, Quarterbacks Under Fire. So relatively small tape, not much footage on this. Got a picture of Troy Aikman there on the back, 45 minutes. Really quickly, my parents used to live in Texas, and they went to Cowboys games all the time back in the 90s. And that's, where our roots start from, Texas and whatever. And they had me down there. My mother and my father, who have since divorced, they had me down there. And then when I was about 3, I moved up here to New York because my mother wanted to be closer to her mother because family lived in New York. She has since passed away. But I've been here ever since. So, yeah. Not going to say exactly where, except Jeremy. He's the only one that knows. You have a Super Duper Baseball Bloopers 2. June 11th, 2015. So, this one you have like a red thing for that top part. Pretty cool stuff. So, yep. I'm exhausted, people. Here's a loose copy of SpongeBob Sponge Buddies. So, got a loose copy there. Next up we have, and there's only a few more left here, guys. We have a loose copy of Winnie the Pooh, Pooh Wishes. I have not shown you guys the Winnie the Pooh VHS I have, but it's just so nostalgic to me and whatever, and I didn't want to take it out. But we have Pooh Wishes here. Next up we have Tiny Toy Stories. Yeah, this was just a little mini cartoon. I mean, it's so short. Next up here, I have to be a little careful with this one. Let me take a quick look because it has my old movie store that used to be around the corner, so I don't want you guys to see that. But we have SpongeBob Friend or Foe. They used to have a number listing, whatever. Oh my goodness, just looking at this and remembering the memories of that store. So I'm going to cover up that part because the information's right there. But you have SpongeBob Friend or Foe. If I can get this out for you guys. It's kind of hard to get out. There's the disc. This was a movie rental. People came in and rented this movie, so we take it out, whatever. So Friend or Foe. One last thing, guys, and that is a loose copy of Shrek on VHS. So that is it. That is part 2, the final part. And there is one last thing, guys, that I have not shown you before. Because of me cleaning out my closet and because of me, moving things around and whatever, I figured since I was already moving this around to begin with, it would be a good time to show it once and for all, and the one and only time. If you guys remember when I met Drake Bell back in 2019, you guys have seen my DVD that has been signed by Drake Bell. But you have not seen the one in gold Sharpie. Jeremy has, but you haven't seen that one because that one's in plastic stored away. But this one here, you have Drake Bell here with a guitar, and there's his autograph. I put this little plastic thing over it so that way dust or whatever would come onto this sheet rather than it coming on the autograph, you know, kind of protecting that part of the picture here. This pretty big picture here. This came when I bought the Drake Bell combo when I met him. If you didn't bring anything with you for him to sign, this was the only thing he was going to sign for you, because these were in the VIP package, but I was smart enough to bring the DVD, so I got 4 signatures, including this one, so yeah. Anyways, guys, this has been Childhood DVD Fan. So long, everyone.